right. Thanks for watching, you guys. I don't know if you can hear me. Hopefully, my little thing is working. So,
little thing's working.
So yeah, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Andrew.
I'm your dad. I'm kidding. I'm Quinn.
I'm your mom. Yeah. So please like surprise. It's been a little bit, so just yeah. All right, so yeah, please like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon, ding, so you know when we drop a new video. And thank you for your support. This is the FOMO Show. All right, so we're back, and like I said, thanks for watching. It has been a while since we have done a live stream.
Yeah.
So long.
So long.
I think 2022.
It's been a bit.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I can't think of anything right now.
A lot's happened since then.
A lot's happened.
A whole lot, yeah.
A few things.
Yeah, so before we really get into anything, Quinn's going to drop you a spoiler alert, and I'm going to turn up the light just real quick.
Okay. You know, it's been 4 years since we've done this. Okay, here we go. Oh, he rubbed my head. If you haven't left now, this is your last chance, and this is your spoiler alert. We're going to be talking about teasers, possible leaks, and various other things involving all of your favorite things in any fandom, so be ready, and you have been warned.
Bum, bum, bum. Hold on. Is it just me, or is that not showing up back there?
Which
one?
You see it at all?
Oh, that's interesting.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Whoa.
Is it the TV or the camera?
That's so weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, there's a big Marvel logo on there, so
It's not a
yeah.
blank screen behind Andrew. It's odd.
Yeah, that's super odd. That's. I wonder if it's like some kind of AI to block. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows anymore? So, yeah, we're gonna talk about Marvel. We're just gonna do just like a catch up because it's been a long time and there's a lot going on, things we want to talk about, and Marvel's kind of been in a little bit of a slump. So I don't think a whole lot of people are caught up on like where we're at in the MCU and just in general with Marvel, because I mean the comics, they're doing some good things, but DC's kind of like outclassing them right now on all fronts.
Yeah.
But hopefully next week we're going to talk about DC, because there's so much going on in DC right now.
Oh yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
Too many
I'm
things.
gonna try not to get into politics, but some of it's going to be unavoidable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you guys so much. I shared the video, was it like a week, 2 weeks ago? A week ago? Yeah.
Yes.
Just asking if anybody would be interested in the FOMO show coming back. And I got a lot of interest, so really appreciate it. And there's several people that want to come on and kind of join us in the discussion. Tonight, Andrew has joined us. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
This is fun.
Andrew, what's kind of like your expertise there, Andrew? Give him a little tease.
Expertise. I like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I definitely do like a lot of Marvel. A lot of Marvel, a lot of DC, and some of these other guys too. You know, the comic book guys are always trying to get me to read outside, you know, the big guys, but
Yeah.
I do my best to keep up, and it's just, you know, it's hard.
So there's a lot out there.
Yeah.
For real.
But I guess that's a good thing in a way.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, we're embarrassed by riches.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah. Modern America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I meant to do welcome to the FOMO show. Yes, thank you very much. Wow, that's long.
That's
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good 5 seconds.
Yeah. But when I tell jokes. Yeah.
All right, let's
Okay.
get this train on that track.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna stick to an hour. At least under an hour or under.
Under.
Hard.
Well.
Yeah.
Sorry, table.
So yeah, once again, this is live, so just stick with us. There's going to be slumps. There's going to be me mixing up my words. Can't think of words and shit like that. We're going to try to keep it PG-13. So we get one F-bomb.
We get one.
Who gets it, though?
Erase.
We let the audience decide.
All right, chat. It's on you.
All right.
What is it? No people watching right now?
It's okay. It's all right.
All right. So, MCU in general, the multiverse saga has not been awesome.
No.
There's been a couple good things, but man, things like Secret Invasion, just like what were you thinking?
Yeah.
You got Samuel L. Jackson and Emilia Clarke, and you fumbled the ball so hard. And but personally, if I was hoping for the multiverse saga to be kind of like where when they first started, it looked like they were going to kind of branch off and go in these different directions. Like, okay, you got your street level, you can follow that, kind of like comics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can go your space route, or all that different stuff. Yeah, and it didn't really pan out. And I just want to say up front, a lot of that was not Marvel or Feige's fault. COVID hit, and there was a new CEO put in place, Bob Chapek. He got real excited and was like, just put out content. Everybody's watching right now. Everybody's at home. Just put it out.
Everyone's stuck at home.
Yeah,
just do
and
it.
made them announce things that they were just kind of like considering doing. And it threw everything for a loop, and they just really got off on the wrong foot, and they weren't really able to just recoup, I think. But I was hoping that they would do kind of like how Fantastic Four was like kind of set in a different universe, like an Elseworlds kind of thing. And
they just kept doing that over
yeah,
and
exactly.
over.
That would be like, okay, we get to watch this version or that character, and just kind of like one-offs, and then you have like an Avengers movie to kind of like tie it all together and what's going on in the general world or whatever, because we're moving towards Secret Wars, right? So all these different things, and you could have really just built those worlds and then made us care about them. And so when they start crashing, we're just, oh no. But right now, I don't know that people really care,
Yeah, it's go ahead, Andrew.
I was going to reminisce, and I do miss that time when WandaVision kind of brought us all together, at least for that one blessed moment. But then I don't know. I think as soon as then what was the next show? It was Falcon and
Winter Soldier.
And I just feel like, I don't know.
That one's riddled with reshoots and stuff.
Gotcha. People just talked about that one less. I mean, I still liked it, but at that point, I think everyone was already still kind of just being like, I don't know. I think
everyone started. Yeah, that was kind of the point where folks really started to get tired. Yeah. And then also everyone, the stuff they were putting out was just happened so fast, so quick, and we ended up at a point where things were just not to the standard everyone was expecting. And then they were like, there's so much, I don't want to see this anymore.
Yeah, it felt like doing homework. Because they started doing TV shows that were connected to the movies, but like supposedly you were supposed to watch WandaVision and then Multiverse of Madness, but behind the scenes, the creatives weren't allowed to really talk to each other. So like when Elizabeth Olsen showed up on set, she's like, what are we doing? Has anybody seen WandaVision?
Yeah.
And they're like, what? And she's like, this character arc makes no sense. Like, she just like got back on track, and now she's Breaking Bad, and like, so they tried to like curb it, but it was already in motion. You know how Marvel does. Yeah. They shoot everything and do all the CG stuff, and then right as they go, and that hasn't really worked out for them lately. But just trying to keep on top of things because there were so many irons in the fire, and I think it just got a little overwhelming. But then, so they got rid of Bob Chapek, and Bob Iger came back, who just left again, and we have a brand new CEO as of like yesterday. Okay. And I cannot remember his name, but he's a parks guy. Okay. So he's like from the parks, so I don't know if he's going to be like, hey, we're going to use these movies to sell park tickets.
He's gonna be like, y'all do whatever over there, hopefully. And it's like, I'm gonna go make a new roller coaster.
I do hear that Guardians of the Galaxy ride is really good. I still haven't been over there when they've had it, but
Yes.
I heard
I
it's
keep
great.
hearing it's good too.
Yeah.
Every time I go, I have not been able to do Rise of the Resistance?
Yeah.
I just haven't been able to do it. I keep getting
It's one
told
of those
I
things.
should.
I guess they've got rides specifically. Not to get too off topic, but they got rides specifically where you have to like buy a fast pass like specifically for that ride. I think there's like one that you have to like spend some extra money for it.
Oh, okay. Well,
'Cause I think
behind
that's
a
how
paywall.
that's how popular some of these rides are. But I hear it's good.
I hear it's good. Okay.
So, when Bob Iger came back, he was like, hold, put on the brakes. We're just going to stop all this extra stuff. And he axed a whole bunch of projects, like Eternals 2.
Yeah.
So, which took like, so many years for them to even address what happened in the ocean.
Yeah.
Until they were
It's
like,
there.
oh yeah, adamantium, and we're going to fight over it.
Yep, that part was cool.
Yeah.
Captain America did. I like the technically fourth Captain America movie. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought that was, that's neat. They're introducing this in a fun way. Okay, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I think how, like, they need to address it is just go in head on, because it's obvious what the fan base is saying. And, you've got people trying to say that Anthony Mackie, that's not my Cap, or whatever kind of bullshit. But, like, address it up front. And just like, I mean, at first it was like him dealing with himself accepting it. But then they just dropped it until the movie.
Yeah.
And then they didn't address, say it in the movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, I'm doing this, like it or not. This is what's happening. And give it, like, make the character earn it for the audience. And, like, he could have done it, like, no, hands down. But they just didn't go there.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people like Deadpool so much, because he is so referential, and
Just himself. Which Deadpool Wolverine, that was technically a Marvel movie at this point.
Yeah.
Like Marvel Studios, I should say.
Yeah, it was fun.
You're talking about doing homework too. Fun anecdote is that I went with the second time I went to go see it, I went with me and my wife, and then my wife's entire office.
Oh, that's
They bought out a theater to watch it, and then I'm in a room full of people who I'm like, I think maybe like 5 people in this
Very
office
professional.
actually know what's about to happen.
Oh.
So I'm just up in the corner like cackling like an idiot the whole time, and everyone's looking at me like, why is it? It's just like, I'm sorry that I'm getting these references. I'm sorry. Felt bad, but
It was a lot of fun.
yes, it was a fun movie.
Don't look at me for having a good time.
Blade said the thing. Okay, I have to go. Sorry, I just.
you happen to be right, because like right after, ain't gonna be no other Blade. That just like they just kind of dissipated. It's like they just shrank in his presence.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like poor Mahershala Ali. Hopefully, the rumors are that they're going the Midnight Suns route, and that's gonna be his movie. It's like
Okay.
he's leading a team and kind of like,
Okay. Well,
which would be great.
That's
but-
fine and
That
good.
would be fun.
Yeah, that
Fight
would
some
be good.
vampires.
Which exist.
Yes.
Yeah, they definitely exist. They were
Yeah.
in She-Hulk. There was another vampire in another show, I feel like, besides She-Hulk.
Oh,
Chthon.
there's werewolf by night. I mean, there's
Yeah,
werewolves.
the
There's
werewolf- yeah.
werewolves and all
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Like they could have done so many one shots and just like they did with Wonder Man, which was excellent, by
Oh,
the way.
man.
So good.
It's like it's tied in, but it could have been a one-off, but it was so good. Everybody wants him now and everything, and that's how you tease a character. You just throw it out there, and if people take a bite, then you bring them in, but don't just like, okay, we're building everything on this character that nobody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
We got to get to know him. Yeah.
You gotta get
Give us
to
some
know
time.
him.
Give us something. Yeah. Give us a reason to love him.
Let us savor it. But what was I about to say? But one thing one thing that has been a very good thing that they've done is we saw the return of something I didn't think we were ever see it again, but Daredevil's back.
yes,
Oh,
and
yes.
it's the one we like.
It's the one we like.
That was another one that was riddled with reshoots, because they started out and they're like, well, it's adjacent, and the fan base was like a hard no, and so they were like, let's pump the brakes.
You just
You
heard
know what?
machetes
Yeah,
being
it's kind of a
unsheathed.
continuation.
So he was in Spider-Man. You can't do that anymore. Sorry, you can't have them
sure
separate.
can't.
Now Jessica Jones is coming back.
Yeah.
It looks like everybody. They did a Luke Cage tease because when they showed there was a billboard for his club.
Yep. So, I mean, we also, which means
Okay.
Iron Fist is not too far behind, hopefully. That show ended weird.
Can we do Iron Fist right though?
That show ended so
I
weird.
actually just realized I haven't watched the ending of Iron Fist.
All right.
I think I've only
I
watched
just
the
want to
first
see
season.
Colleen Wing.
Just go
Yeah,
watch.
there you go.
Go watch the last episode
her
after.
Iron Fist.
I'll check out the last episode.
Iron Fish? No.
Iron Fish.
Iron Fish.
Iron Fish. Iron Fish.
Yeah, like there's like New York itself feels like it's about to be a whole setting for a whole arc of stuff that is like secretly intertwined. That is very neat
Yeah.
because
Daredevil's coming. Season 2 is coming out this month.
this month is gonna be great. It's gonna be bloody. There will be curse words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Frank.
Old Frank.
Oh, Frank.
Oh yeah, wait. Weren't we supposed to get a
Yeah.
a
Punisher.
one-off?
Yeah, we're getting
Yeah.
a Punisher one shot. They're still doing it.
Okay.
Is it for Halloween? Is that what they're doing, or they're
I
doing?
don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't remember. We're just gonna let you guys look that up. I apologize that I'm not as prepared as I usually am since 2022. But yeah, there was a lot I had to kind of like literally dust off and blow the cobwebs off of things. So luckily everything is working.
Yay.
That's great that I just turned it on and it works. That's amazing. But yeah, so we got Daredevil this month. We got the Punisher one shot coming. Spider-Man, we just finally got the trailer after there was a leaked trailer like weeks ago. I did not watch it because I didn't want to be spoiled.
It was too grainy.
I guess I didn't see it. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of speculation about Sadie Sink and who she's playing. Y'all want to go ahead and get into it?
I mean,
Y'all saw the trailer, right? I
I saw the trailer.
So it looks
It's
so
it
good.
looks very good.
Like the cinematography, that scene where it's like his eye and the mask. It's like, oh, that just hit me. It's like, oh man, that's because it just his relaxed eye was just like he's so over it. You know, it's like, oh man, that's amazing. Just that one little shot just carries so much weight.
Like, man, I feel that.
They teased a lot of villains in the trailer alone. You had the voice Tombstone doing a voiceover. We saw Scorpion. We saw Boomerang, Fred.
Tarantula.
We also saw Tarantula, which real quick, Boomerang.
Boomerang.
I really want him to I want it to turn out to be that they are just actually roommates. And because that was in a comic run, they were actually roommates for a little bit.
Oh,
I can believe that.
Yeah.
but they both wear masks and they
They
didn't know.
really not.
Isn't it the superior foes of
The
Spider-Man?
odd couple.
Superior
Ka-dunk,
foes
ka-dunk,
of Spider-Man.
Yeah, they should. That'd be a great spin-off too.
It would be
I
a
read
great.
a little bit of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, if the Superior Foes, suppose it was like a 17 comic run.
Something like that.
Like,
Something short.
wow.
in like 13 for Superior Foes, which was just like it was a Boomerang, Shocker. Oh, I'm drawing a
Was
blank.
it Beetle?
Yes, Beetle.
Beetle was the other.
The other two I'm just drawing a blank on.
I
at the
can't remember.
moment.
Yeah.
But
I have to go back and find those.
like the final cover art for that one, I have it. Is them recreating the Avenger, like the scene from the Avengers movie, like the first one at the end when the Swarmer shot.
Oh,
Yes.
good stuff.
So it's
Like,
good stuff.
why? I know they're not just like waiting for Marvel to call, but it would be so cool just to get like, okay, do you have a free weekend? Let's shoot a YouTube short or something like that, just like a mini movie, and where it's just like awkward at home and it's like what they're doing in their day, and it's just silly, or so, just some little teases or setups or just
Make sure I
a
get
day in the life kind of things.
Yeah. Get a different vibe from like
That
the
would
other
be
stuff,
fun.
and I think people do appreciate that because I think, like you said, with Wonder Man, I think a lot of people were able to buy into that world that he's kind of in and stuff like that, and able to be like, okay, he's not got his costume on in every episode, and he's not fighting a villain in every episode, but this is still like engaging, and I think they can really catch that energy again.
Yeah, like what is Peter doing? Is he pizza time right now?
Yeah.
Real quick on Wonder Man, it also made superheroes mysterious again.
Yes.
In Marvel. In DC, we don't know who nobody is. Clark Kent, glasses, done. But over here,
there's no
everybody
secret
just knows who
identities.
everybody is.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
except Peter Parker now.
Yeah. No one remembers him.
Nobody knows
Maybe no
Poor
one
kid.
remembers him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Because we did see that he is going to go talk to one Bruce Banner. And
Bruce don't know, but
Bruce
there's,
don't know.
there's another person that might know
yeah,
because he wasn't there.
the Hulk.
Bum, bum, bum.
The Hulk may remember Peter and be like, "What you doing, Bugman?" Oh, that'd be sweet. But
Yeah, that could be cool. I didn't think about that.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
you're fine.
No, I'm just getting antsy because I'm like, woo.
Yeah. Oh.
You got Punisher showing up in there, which is very.
Oh, the banter.
That's my goodness. That
So
I'm like,
good.
oh, I hope he's in here more than just this 45 seconds
Yes,
of this
please.
chase scene.
That's how you deal with, like, you don't change the character and make him, like, nerf him where he's the PG-13 Punisher. No,
Yeah.
It's like, no.
that's how you do it. Like, he's still true to his character. That's
Yep.
amazing. I love that.
It's
Because
really
it's
good.
Spider-Man's show. He's going to be the one reeling it in. It's like,
He
whoa,
sure
whoa,
is.
whoa,
It just
PG-13.
keeps breaking Frank's toys. You know?
Yeah.
You need to stop it. Listen here, kid. I'm gonna tell you what.
Go on.
All right, red and blue.
You already called somebody else red.
I know another
Yeah,
guy
it was
just like you.
Because it looked like he was fighting the hand, right? And then
Yeah.
the ninjas.
Yeah,
so,
he's fighting the hand.
Yeah.
Which means we could possibly. This could be
Think we're getting
Elektra's
to-
re-entrance into all of this as well. 'Cause,
Right.
And also, I don't know if y'all saw it. I saw this by accident. I was just like scrolling through my phone, and someone's like, "This is weird. They've done this before in No Way
The
Home."
scene where the hand.
Yes.
And there's a big open spot.
Which
where
is a
there's
big open spot.
Yeah.
The last time they did it, there were 2 Spider-Men there. This time, there could be someone else along with him fighting with him in
Yeah.
stuff.
At least they didn't have anybody's neck do that. But
Yeah.
but somebody did say that there's like one of the ninjas' line of sight is
Is straight ahead instead
Yeah.
of up, which is weird.
and yeah on Screen Crush. I love Screen Crush, by the way. But one of them mentioned that potentially like maybe the whole scene is kind of scrubbed. You've got Spider-Man and then Daredevil underneath him, but there's no ninjas. It's just Rage Hulk, and they're going. Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would be super cool.
Because we're supposed to be getting Rage Hulk back because he's been completely nerfed.
Yeah.
But and that kind of goes along with the other story that they're exploring from the comics, where Peter, season 2, the animated Spider-Man, where he gets the 6 arms and he's entering the life cycles of a spider.
Yeah.
And the black eyes, and it's like I didn't realize there's so many horror elements in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Sam Raimi, I felt like he should have leaned into that just a little
They
bit
could have
more.
gone, full Cronenberg Spider-Man. I
They
think they've done
could've.
it times. There was the one, I remember back during the Spider-Verse, when they had like those like ones were just sort of disjointed stories throughout.
Yeah.
Some they kept and some they didn't. But there was a horror one where he had like, this would have driven my wife crazy, but he had like holes, like on his little
Yeah.
skin, and there were spiders coming out of the
There's
holes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh
It's just
no,
shooting
no,
little
that-
spiders.
That's what you use Madam Web for.
Yes.
Bring all
Yeah,
those
and
things
then
together.
when all that weird stuff started happening mid trailer, I started thinking like, okay, was this finally where they're gonna start bringing in this whole cast of Spider-Man adjacent characters that they've had their own movies? Are they gonna finally bring them in?
Yeah.
Because this would be a great time for a certain madam to show up.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I
let's
still
just
have not
let it
seen
go.
these, but okay. Well.
Yeah, they fumbled that. Oh god, that was
Okay.
so horrible.
One of these nights, I'm gonna watch all of them in a row because I think they're all on Netflix. But
All the Sony.
all the
villain-
Sony ones that I haven't
okay.
seen yet, the Craven
Yeah.
and Morbius.
Yeah, I haven't seen Craven yet.
Craven was.
See Ghost.
I feel
Face.
bad for the actor that was Craven. He was also Quicksilver. I cannot think of his name right
Aaron
now.
Taylor Johnson.
Yes,
Yeah.
I feel so bad for him
Oh man.
because not because the movie was bad, because they axed that thing.
Oh.
Like it ain't gonna he ain't gonna get a second movie, but he was good. Like if they bring Craven into the MCU, just have him do it. Don't worry if he was Quicksilver. Just have someone be like, "You look like somebody I
They
used to
got
know."
Tony Stark playing Doom. Nobody care. They don't care. Obviously, that's a whole thing we can get
That's a
into
whole
just a little
thing.
bit. But the Spider-Man thing, it looks like it's packed out, and there are people online that are like, oh no, they're gonna do Spider-Man 3 again or Amazing Spider-Man 2. They're just gonna fill it up because Sony does Sony. But it looks like the little villains in the montage, it's just going to be like a montage. It's like, this is what he's been up to. He's just been kind of like the beginning of Fantastic Four.
Much very montage.
But as far as character development, it looks great because you've got Punisher and you've got Bruce Banner, where you've got they both have the beast within kind of thing, which is what he's dealing with. Banner has just bury it, just bury it,
just bury it,
and Punisher's like, just become it, just become it,
let it consume you.
And so he's got to find that middle ground between those two influences. But the rumors are that Sadie Sink's character has mind control powers. So that's why everybody's like, she's probably Jean Grey, which would be great, setting up the mutant saga. And she's like on the run from damage control, and people are.
Oh yeah, they're still here.
Yeah, because damage control is kind of becoming like the anti-mutant league kind of thing, where they're
slowly but surely.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude, I watch him in anything. He's great from Severance.
Mm-hmm.
But so supposedly, and you see the little mind control thing with the tank and the old lady and that kind of thing. Whoops. But if she goes in and lets the Hulk out, he's been buried for a long time now.
He can be mad.
Yeah, he's going to be very mad.
Yep. A lot of ramifications that's going to come from this. But what was I about to say? I don't remember, Dylan. I don't remember, Andrew. Spider-Man, Hulk, Spider-Man, Punisher, Daredevil, Spider-Man.
Yeah. Good lawyer.
But
She-Hulk?
She-Hulk. The one thing about this Spider-Man movie that I feel like that is going to be really good. Well, I know it's going to be really good because I was reading a thing that earlier that Tom Holland, before he said yes to signing this, he went out into the internets and saw what everyone was like. What did they actually really want from this movie? What did they want a Spider-Man movie to be?
I love how he is just taking the reins on that, because if it wasn't for him, we would have lost Spider-Man back to Sony.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, because after Civil War and all that kind of stuff, and everybody was like excited about Spider-Man, Sony was like, "Oh, man, we're gonna take this back and make that money. We ain't got to share."
Yep.
But apparently, he got to drinking one night and called Sony head and Marvel head, and it's like, "Guys, can we work this out?" That's the rumors. I mean,
that is the lore of the Spider's
lore.
return.
Well, what a guy! Still, a great Spider-Man. I think. I don't think we've had a bad one in my opinion, but
right.
No,
Yeah.
we haven't had a bad one.
Yeah, just different aspects of it.
Yeah. Which is like there's a reason there's a Spider-Verse.
Exactly.
Because there's a Spider-Man for everybody.
And that was the thing too, is that I wish that they'd play with that a little bit more, because we're talking about how you make multiverses interesting. I always thought that the whole Spider-Verse, when that first happened, when that first comic first happened, that really got me back into Spider-Man at that time, because I was kind of mad after the Superior Spider-Man. I need to go back and read those, because I know there's good stuff in there, but I was so initially
that
angry.
was when Doc Ock took over?
When he put his brain in Peter, and I was just like, I hate you! I don't know, I just got really mad, because then he had the sharp claws, on his fingers. I don't know, I wasn't happy at that time, but then Spider-Verse happened, and I was like, this is so much cool, and then of course Spider-Punk, showed up, on top of a bunch of other.
He's getting his own movie. Yeah.
Well, awesome.
They're doing a Spider-Punk spinoff.
Yes. Well, more of that, please.
Yes.
More of that universe.
Sony, just stick to the animated stuff.
Yes.
And just let Marvel play.
There you
Let
go.
them play.
There you go.
They'll do fine. We're not getting a whole bunch of stuff this year. We're getting some very catered little treats on this road.
Yep.
To do.
And Vision Quest.
That
is coming out later this year, which we haven't heard anything about, really.
Yeah, we haven't.
Don't even know what direction that's going to go.
No,
it's supposed to wrap up the whole thing that started with WandaVision.
Yeah, it's good. But then after
into
that,
Agatha and
and then what they say after that? Someone said, was it Kevin Feige, that after Vision Quest there won't be any major characters in TV shows.
Yeah, I think that's a problem. So you've got. I think the structure, and I thought this, once they started doing the TV thing, I was like, great, this is how you do it. just like when you read like Civil War or something like that, you can read the main storyline and not miss anything and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
And those are the movies. You've got your big events. But if you want to go a little deeper, you can read like where they had like the little side journal where the journalists were doing their thing, and then off into this little comic. Do the TV shows where it just kind of fills in the gaps.
Which would
And
be
you
really
can go
neat.
you can dip a little deeper if you want to.
Good idea. Good idea. Yeah.
One day, I still want this to happen, since like we know where all this is happening. Especially since like they've been really contained in New York. What it seems like here recently, I would like if there's a scene in a movie that interacts with a scene from either another movie or a TV show that is the exact same scene in both, and then from there. If you're watching the movie, it just continues with that character. If you're watching the show, it just continues with this character.
That would be
That'd be
really
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Yes. It would be super neat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just steal my idea, do it.
Awesome.
But also pay me.
Yeah, we could have it with Daredevil and Spider-Man.
We could. It'd be great.
Yeah, because in this season of Daredevil, they're supposed to wrap up the whole Kingpin as mayor storyline, which, if I'm not mistaken, in that comic, he gets a bunch of ground level heroes and Spider-Man
Yes.
and defeats Kingpin.
Yeah, they just start whooping up on everybody.
And so like in the Spider-Man trailer, we see the city give Spider-Man the key to the city.
Yep.
So Kingpin is not a player anymore, apparently, in his whole anti-vigilante task force.
Yeah. Or it could, well, no, because they can't put things that aren't in the movie in the trailer anymore, right?
They got sued for it because there is a law that just false advertisement kind of thing.
Right.
And there was a movie a while back. That's
Something
supposed.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or is it yesterday? Is what you
Yesterday,
With
yeah.
Anna,
It had
Anna de Armas. She was supposed to be in it, but then she wasn't.
Yeah,
But
she was in the
trailer.
teaser.
Yeah.
And the fans sued and they won because that's false
weird.
advertisement. But I mean, you know, because they're editing the movie almost right up until it releases a lot of times. So, you know, the scene got cut.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah. So a lot of the interesting things can happen in Spider-Man. That comes out July 26th? No?
Yeah, right around my birthday.
Right around Dylan's birthday. Okay, Dylan, I got the... I want to say the actual date. What's the actual date? July 31st. It releases. The 26th is in my brain because another thing, it's Marvel related. Magic the Gathering has the Marvel superhero set releasing on June 26th.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's going to be the summer of Marvel. Which
Man, I really hope that doesn't overshadow Spider-Man.
Ow.
The Russos are big Magic fans.
Yeah.
They're big Magic players. They almost did the movie for Netflix.
Yes, I remember this, and I was waiting for so long, and then I was like, all right, they're doing this. Are they gonna, after they finish Infinity War, are they gonna come over here? No, they're just gonna. Okay.
I think they're still like involved in producing an animated something.
They're
for
doing,
it.
yeah, they're doing the animated thing now, and they've been involved with that, but I still haven't heard anything else about it.
Something's making noise over there, but I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But we're just gonna go on about it.
We are.
But yeah, so that's a good segue into Doomsday Secret Wars, because after Endgame, the Russos were done. They had done, what was it, Cap 2, Cap 3, Infinity War, and Endgame, right?
Endgame. Yep.
Pretty good runs. Very solid run.
It's a good run.
However, the only issue that I had was with Endgame, they kind of painted themselves into a corner.
They sure did.
With time, you know, shenanigans and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think that they ever were able to recoup that either and explain or bring that back around, because they could have taken a whole phase just to explain like how that all happened.
They could have.
People still want to know what happened with Cap and the ring, or not the rings, but the stones.
The stones. I think. Also segueing, we're gonna land the plane now. I think in Doomsday we're gonna get the things. I think we're gonna get that scene of like what Cap actually did. I think we're gonna get the scene. I think we're gonna get a scene of like an alternative timeline for Black Widow. She hasn't said that she's coming
Yeah.
back yet, but we'll
That
see.
would be great.
Yep.
I mean, Yelena is holding it down, but
Mhm.
man, I understand that her death was impactful, but man, she was a
Yeah.
great character. She should have been leading the Avengers after that.
Yeah. Between her and Cap, or just her and Cap, be like, I'm gonna chill over here till you need me to kick something. Uh, but you know it.
And we've also got the Thunderbolts.
We got the
aka
the new Avengers.
Yeah. It was a great
Bruh.
movie, but the whole New Avengers bullshit. Give me a break. That was weird.
Bruh, I want that argument between Sam and Bucky. I want to see how
Yeah.
Bucky's gonna be like, look, it's okay, we can do this. It's like, no, you're getting sued. What do you mean you're suing me?
It's so weird. Because the president is like, we need you to build a new Avengers team,
Yep.
and over here, Madam streaking her hair is
Elaine. But
yeah.
Yes.
And isn't there like somebody in the Trump administration that looks just like that? Tulsi Gabbard.
yes.
Yeah.
Do it immediately.
Yeah.
I think the thing of the Thunderbolts is they're gonna end up just like it's their job to like distract the media. I think the whole time. So like while the big Avengers are doing
gosh.
big Avenger stuff, they have to. They're like, hey, look at us over here. We're doing some, and they'll just
Yeah.
be causing some problems. And
And
Yeah.
a missed opportunity for them to do Dark Avengers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But it's fine, I guess. No, the movie was really good. I did enjoy the introduction of Sentry, and
Yes.
I'm like, ooh, this is scary.
We've got some. Once again, you're just being reminded we've got some new, very powerful characters. So Sentry's very powerful.
Yep.
Wonder Man is incredibly powerful.
Yes.
Got the ionic energy.
Yeah.
And a
And
bunch
if they're
of
introducing Jean Grey, the Phoenix, he's
Yep.
out there.
we've had
Didn't-
Mephisto show up as well, or make a little
Yeah.
appearance.
Oh
so
my
that-
goodness, we just skipped over that
Oh, yeah.
completely.
I know, and he's not detrimental, but he's instrumental in the whole Brand New Day comic, isn't he?
Right. Yeah. There's a
But-
whole.
Who knows if we'll ever see that?
I don't know.
He was such a great,
He was.
great casting.
Shout out to Red Hood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ironheart was great. Go see it.
Yeah, he's good.
So yeah, the little stories, the little teasers. We got Cap, we got Thor, we got Wakanda with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Just those three, right?
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
I was like, this
and
is
everybody,
wild.
And yeah, so they posted and they were like, the Russos posted and was like, they're not teasers, they're stories. Pay attention. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay, that's weird, but okay.
We got the countdown clock that is still going, that is counting down to Doomsday. What did someone say? Was it you? Was it you telling me this?
Tell me what I said.
That the clock isn't a countdown to the movie. It's a countdown. Hold on. Hold on. This is gonna be a roundabout way of me saying this. It's a countdown of how much time they have left to fix it. That Doomsday's already happened, and we're just watching them try to like keep going back to stop it, and then
Oh.
everything's gonna end up where Secret War starts.
Interesting. Okay. So like the end of Doomsday.
The end of Doomsday.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So the 900-pound gorilla in the room, RDJ.
He's back.
Still quite a bit of confusion. Like there's been so many fan theories about like why and how and all this kind of stuff, but a lot of big comic book Marvel influencers have been leaked the script to Doomsday.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, like John Campia, and
Oh.
he said he was going to keep it under wraps, but he keeps getting emails and seeing all these reports from reputable sites that are saying this is going to happen, and he's like, yeah, okay, it's out there. Like, and by the time the movie comes out, everybody's going to know.
Everyone's gonna know, and then it'll be like No Way Home, kind of, where like we all knew there were other Spider-Men in there, but we didn't know. But
Yeah, and so like apparently Spider-Man and Sadie Sink is not going to be in Doomsday, but they are going to be in
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. So Sadie Sink has got to be playing some kind of character that's, I mean, why would you?
Influential.
big characters. That's why everybody's saying Jean Grey. But there's another theory that she's Typhoid Mary, because that kind of fits in with the whole Daredevil street level thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she has mind control powers too. And she's got like a split personality kind of thing. That was actually one of the first comic book characters I ever saw. It was interesting. Yeah. I was like, this is good. This girl crazy. And then I got confused because I was like just a country bumpkin. I didn't understand. I was like, is this like the real Typhoid Mary? Like, what's going on?
But Doomsday.
Yeah. So
well, they got everyone.
Supposedly, they're not even going to mention that he looks like RDJ in Doomsday because of some big reveal in Secret Wars.
Okay.
Because so the Secret Wars comic at the very end, he takes his mask off, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly, that's what everybody's hoping for or saying is going to happen at the end of Doomsday.
They're gonna Grindelwald him, like in Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
Because he changed his face like 4 times, like in that series. He's played by many men, like in the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Yeah, that was a great movie too. But man, there's got to be. You have to address it. You can't just ignore it and be like, "Oh well, multiverse," because that's so weak. Like that kind of confirms everybody's fears that it's just a sympathy play, and they're reaching and they just need RDJ on the screen again. You know what I mean? Like, make it make sense, please. I've got a Doom video about that, but I've read Secret Wars since then, so it's like, I mean, it would still be cool, but.
There's another elephant in the room where I don't want to take too much time on it. The other elephant was Kang.
Yes.
Because Doomsday wasn't originally, this wasn't going to be the next Avengers movie. Originally, it was going to be Kang Dynasty. Well, yeah, the Kang movie, and then Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that, Jonathan Majors, he, had an exit. Yep, and everything ended up getting dropped, but then he's gone out several times. Like, where's my redemption? But, yeah. So I don't know if they're ever going to like wrap up what happened with Kang, or just let that be Kang's appearance and end. That was Ant-Man.
Like, recast or just bring him back for a scene, something. Because there are rumors that they had kind of planned this whole RDJ Doom thing for quite a while, and the Russos were getting involved in that kind of thing. And the writer, I think it was either the writer or somebody came to RDJ and he was like, no. But then he showed him why, and he was like, oh, okay. So supposedly there's a good reason. Hopefully. But they were the rumors are that they were going to kind of transition from the King Dynasty movie to Secret Wars, and then that'd be the end of Kang before Secret Wars, and Doom comes in and kind of like wrecks house.
Okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. I mean, he can still also just show up as the Beyonder Kang, which would be not necessarily weird. At the end of Ant-Man, it kind of alluded to it. And if like Kang ends up gaining control of all of gaining control of all the little Kangs in the little universe, that he can become very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of setup, and it's a shame that it didn't really pay off.
Yeah.
A lot of things didn't pay off. A lot of things were teased out that just so many loose ends. But the people who have read the script and actors like Bill Pullman's son, who plays Sentry, said recently that in an interview that it's not a cameo fest. Everybody's got a reason to be there. Everybody's got their moment, and it wraps up things nicely to where there's no more hanging elements, that they kind of bring everything back together and they make it make sense, which would be great. But if the runtime is 3 hours, there's a lot to talk about.
I won't say this because it'll make us go for another 15 minutes. Uh, I'll say it fast. What if Captain America is he is the Captain America that we know? Like the old man that is there, he lived this, but he intentionally is on the side of Doom because Doom is like, you're gonna lose all this, but I can help you keep it.
Would be interesting.
And that would, I think, be the only way Cap would turn to the other side. This is like he gets his happy ending, and now he just wants to let it stay.
Yeah. And of course, Doom could just be lying through his teeth.
Sure, yeah, definitely, always.
It's like, I know the answer, how to fix this, you know, and it has to be done this way. And well, he's smart, he knows what he's talking about, and Reed knows him, and you know, because they're coming to the 616 now.
Yeah. Yep.
So, man, a lot of interesting team ups and pairings and things that could happen. We could talk about it for a long, long time, and trying not to get into spoilers and things that have leaked or supposed things that have leaked. But it's really hard to avoid those things now because, like, I was just scrolling through my Facebook feed and people are like, "Oh, this happens with this character," you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a report. It's like, is it though? No, that's a leak, dude. Like.
Yeah, these algorithms.
Like, I called him out on it, and he's like, "What do you mean? It's an AI rumor." I was like, "No, it's not. Don't lie."
Don't lie. Get out.
It's like if all the reputable sources are giving a spoiler warning before they get into any leaks, and letting people know, hey, you can still be leak free, but we're going to talk about this because. Not because we know something we want to tell and just spread it around, but because it's become such a major part of the news cycle now that we can't ignore it.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. So, really excited for where it's going.
Yeah.
The Road to Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Fun times.
And the Mutant Saga is being set up next. And as of right now, they're already starting to cast the X-Men characters, and they're wanting to do it kind of like individually, you know, and it's going to be what Kevin Feige called a soft reboot after Secret Wars. So I think it's going to be like a James Gunn reboot where it's like some elements stay, some go, you know, you know, we're going to reboot this because, you know, we shouldn't have killed that character or whatever, you know, or that, you know, we need him back for this, whatever.
You know one thing that's not going to change, though? Hugh Jackman be Wolverine until he's 90.
I really love that, but I want a new Wolverine.
You do.
Yeah. Because if we're doing if Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, because a lot of things are making sense with her, because they're chasing her because of some kind of accident with her sister, and that's the Jean Grey's arc is like her sister died in a wreck, and she like kind of felt it with her powers or whatever, and that would kind of kick off the whole Department of Damage Control chasing mutants and become, and even maybe getting some Doom bots and turning them into Sentinels or whatever, you know. So if that's the case, then they're starting young, because that's not really something we've seen, because every time we see the X-Men, they're already established.
Yeah.
You know, or they're older characters. We saw a little bit in First Class, but it wasn't like, if we see them on the run and we get to know, like, okay, there's a difference between a mutant and an enhanced, because you know, like, my kid could be a mutant. I don't want to, you know.
Yeah, I do wonder what like the team's gonna look like, because I wonder if they're gonna try to go back and do like the original 5, like you know, because I went back and I was reading some of those really old ones back in the day. Those first ones, they're gonna do the Angel, Beast, Cyclops.
Back before Beast was furry.
Iceman, before Beast was furry, and Iceman was more like Snowman until they figured out how to like make himself like shiny, but.
Yeah. And what was the other?
And Scott's name was Slim for that first episode. That first issue, his name was Slim Summers instead. And then they're like, you know, let's name him Scott instead.
Slim Summers.
Wasn't there a Native American character? I can't think of his name. I see his face. Thunderbird. Is that right?
Is it Thunderbird?
Is it Thunderbird? I'm not 100%. I haven't quite gotten there yet, because I was started from the beginning, and I was That's kind of more in the 70s.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Mutant Saga is gonna be cool.
Will be.
I think.
I
Guys got anything else?
No, I think we hit every point
Actually-
nicely.
Boom, baby, 803.
Looking forward to next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good
it's
one.
looking nice. It's looking nice. It's coming back, and they're getting things under control.
Yeah.
And we should have had like big Avengers movies to tie things in as we go. That I think that's why things got so crazy.
So spacey wacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I'm super excited about. And I think we talked about it a little bit in our text chat the other day, but like how they're really fleshing out the Marvel New York. You know, a fully populated. We got
Fully
everybody in
populated.
there because New York is definitely the heart. I think of Marvel.
Yeah.
I think you gotta
It's a character.
you gotta
itself.
you have a
Yeah.
lot of love for that city.
The city is it's so good.
It's just a very important city for
It
Marvel
is.
in
Yeah.
general.
I want to see Spider-Man's buddies. I want to see him chatting with Human Torch and Daredevil
Yeah.
and
Everybody. All the way down to Mole Man and the sewers. And
Yeah.
Bring back that Mole Man too. I love
He was a great Mole Man.
Paul Walter Hauser.
yeah,
That was his name.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
yeah,
So
yeah. It'd be a whole different world with Sue Storm, the Future Foundation, and all that kind of stuff. Reed.
Yeah.
Council of Reeds.
See if they bring in, if they have some Fantastic Fours where they bring in, the other guys, like, when they had, like Ghost Rider and She-Hulk and,
Yeah.
like, Wolverine, even, and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of She-Hulk, just touch on this. There were rumors that Tatiana Maslany did not want to continue with the character because of some thing that Marvel did recently, and of course, there's toxic people in the fan base that are like, oh, she's out, and I didn't like She-Hulk anyway, blah 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 blah. But they also tried to say the same thing about Mark Ruffalo, and he's obviously not out either,
Right.
and he said the same thing that she did. And they asked her recently if she was out, and she was playing very coy with it. So I really hope that they bring her back.
She's in. She's still here. Forever and always. Maybe.
I mean,
We'll see.
you see in the Spider-Man trailer that Banner's wearing that thing on his wrist that they established in She-Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah. Some weird things are gonna happen. Maybe Shang-Chi will show up.
Shang-Chi will show up.
We haven't seen him in a while.
We haven't seen him in a hot minute.
Right? Oh, like that's another one. Good God. And so like Daniel Destin Cretton, who did he did Shang-Chi, he did Wonder Man, and now he just did the new Spider-Man. So it seems like he's kind of like becoming their new go-to guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I am all for it.
Yeah, he does a good job. Real good job.
Yeah, because he seems to be having like a through line with damage control, and a through line with shoot, I just forgot about it. But it is interesting that they're using the hand instead of the 10 rings for ninjas.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
although Chinese people aren't ninjas, you know what I mean? That wouldn't be. Ninjas are from Japan,
He's just from Japan.
not China. That's what I mean.
You're
I didn't mean
good.
like. Sorry.
Okay. All right. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll just quit on that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's live, folks.
It's live.
Well, there you go.
I have an Infinity Stone. I'm gonna get them all.
Just gonna get them all.
I am.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. Want to see it? You see it? Here.
Oh.
Okay. Here you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the magic Thanos, or not Thanos, but
It is Thanos.
Yeah.
But it's the Soul Stone, but Thanos is on it. Yes.
Currently, the only stone
that's
that's,
a
on a
pretty-
magic card at the moment. But
Yes.
there's supposed to be more coming. Supposedly.
That's a pretty card.
Soon. It is.
It's holographic.
All right. I have nothing else.
Is that how you're gonna play it? Just keep it in that thing forever?
Oh, I'm not playing this. I cannot.
It's just gonna be in your stacks. Like I wonder where it is in the deck.
Like that. Yeah, no, that's gonna never see the light of day after today.
Yeah.
No sun to make it fade. And it's just in a box.
Vacuum
With a key.
packed and
Key within a key and a
Key
padlock.
within the key. in my will, do not sell it until I am dead.
We could have bought a house. I don't care.
All right.
Anywho, yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate you. And like I said, we're kind of rusty. We're going to get back into it, and we would love to hear questions from you guys. And follow us on. Is there a place where they can find you guys that you would like people to follow you? Maybe
Well,
ask
yeah,
questions
you can
about
always
stuff.
you can always reach out to me on my Instagram. It's _Quintaro. I should be the only one in existence. Facebook is just my full name, but Instagram's better.
At this
Yeah,
point,
and it's spelled like you think.
yeah.
Yep.
And at this point, I'm a little between social medias. I might get back on Instagram soon, but we'll see.
Yeah, there's.
As of right now,
reasons.
I'm kind of floating in the wind, I guess.
So if you want to find him, here he is.
Here he is.
So yeah, leave questions in the chat and stuff. We would love to address any kind of questions you got, and banter and chat and talk. And I don't know how many different ways I can say it. Oh God, get him off the screen. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just rambling now. This is what I do.
It's all good.
Let me get to my outline. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you'll join us live next week on Thursday at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Hopefully we're going to keep this Thursdays at 7 is going to be our live stream. And next week we're probably going to talk about the DCU and just kind of do a catch up for that before we start diving into different things. And if there are things that you'd like us to talk about, send it in the chat. Let us know. Yeah, I'm Dylan.
I'm Andrew.
I'm still your daddy. I'm Quinn.
Alrighty. Thank you. Peace.
Bye.